You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Fashion Star After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Fashion Star After Show.
Woo-hoo. Fashion. All right. Hey, guys. So if you're tuning in right now, this is the AFTERBUZZ After Show for Fashion Star, your favorite competition design show. And in the studio today, it's just myself and Virginia.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. But we are going to make sure we bring you an amazing recap. I've already introduced you, but I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it's Virginia. I'm so glad to be back. We are sad that Erica and Steph aren't joining us, but they are enjoying Coachella this weekend,
I
which
know.
so many of the lovely people in LA are getting to. But you know what? Joke's on them because it's cold today.
It's freezing
So
today.
cold.
And for you guys who aren't in the Los Angeles area, Coachella is a really big outdoor music festival. They have it every single year. It's over 2 weekends, lots of bands, lots of partying, lots of fun stuff. Lindsay Lohan is attending, just in case you wanted to know. But anyhow, we would rather be right here in the studio talking about Fashion Star. We're supposed to have a very interesting caller call in today. Hopefully she will find us because we're getting started a little bit later. But we will start the show and hopefully she will call in. So this week, the Buyer's Choice, where the contestants actually get the feedback and advice from the buyers for what they should be doing and what they want to see. And we're down to 7 designers. So the competition is whittling away.
And this is a really important one because, you know, some designers have only sold to Macy's, some designers have only sold to Saks. And to really win this competition, they stress that they need to be able to sell to all of the different buyers so that they can really become a household brand. So this is their opportunity to learn what they need to get themselves in each store.
Exactly, and a good point that you bring up, Virginia. The whole point of Fashion Star is to not only test and see if these designers like what they can design and what their style is, but they have to be able to design capsule collections for every single one of these stores. So the buyers, they need to be confident that these designers know like who their store is, who their customer is, and their aesthetic. So I think this is the pivotal challenge for them to get some very invaluable advice. So I also think, well, I'm going to ask you, what did you think about the advice, you know, from each of the stores as you were hearing it from, you know, for each of the designers?
I mean, I definitely think it was good advice because they do know their brand, but they also know what their store is looking for that season. Because I think that was something that especially Saks, you know, we talked about this. They wanted the black and white, which is huge this season. And I think when they do create like a black and white, it can look really chic.
Right.
And I think that is, you know, not an easy way to go for the chic, but you know, it definitely can give that instant look, and that is something that's really hot this spring.
Exactly.
So I think they really wanted to stress, how would you play with that color combination, and how would you make, because it could go one way or the other. It could go really chic or really cheap looking.
Exactly.
Which we get to see, which is really interesting how they play with the black and white.
I also thought, like, in terms of the buyers, Saks, he had the most definitive advice, and he actually had the same advice to every single team. He just said, I want to see black and white graphic prints. He told every single designer that. Versus Macy's and Express, they had a little bit more personalized, I want to say, advice and feedback for each designer. I know when it came to Macy's, let's just say for Sylvia, for instance, from Team John, Caprice's advice was for her to be a lot more accessible to the Macy's customer, because we know Sylvia, she kind of has a highbrow aesthetic, you know, she's got a great sense of style, and she's, you know, kind of a worldly type of person, and Saks loves her, but Sylvia needs to be able to design for the everyday woman in America. So can she do that? So
Right.
I thought that was just interesting, you know, hearing that.
Yeah, it was very similar to Kara from last season. Like every season or every week she got in for Saks, you know,
Yeah.
but to, you know, make it a little bit more middle America.
Right.
You know, it was really hard on her. And I think that's Sylvia has the same problem, which, I mean, to me, that's not really a problem. Like, if you can get into Saks and sell all day to Saks, that's where I would go.
Right.
But, you know, for this show, she really needed to, you know, look into that.
Right. Well, not only that, like, I'm from Ohio, you're originally from Texas, you know, and while we do live in LA and, you know, we've lived in big cities, I do think it's important to be able to speak to, you know, middle America and the average everyday person who does live in Ohio or Texas
Right.
and doesn't live in New York or LA. So I think that was some good advice.
Yeah, because I think in San Antonio, where I'm from, there's only like one Saks.
See? Exactly.
You know, and so and then it's like, is your design going to get in that one store in Saks? Because I think it's even a smaller Saks. So
Well, not only that, but like the average person you know, can they afford to even go to Saks? Probably not. There are a hell of a lot more Macy's around, and I know that just because I used to work for the store, but you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's interesting.
well, even as I'm watching the show, I'm like, even though I'm like excited when Saks buy it, I'm like, come on, let's get Express to buy it so that I can go buy it. Because,
Exactly.
You know, even though the materials might be a little different, still, I can get it cheaper at
Right.
Express.
And it's all about accessibility. I think that's the number one, you know, overriding theme. So let's get started with the team. So John Varvatos, his team has 3 people. So at this point, he reigns over, you know, how many designers he has left. So let's get started with Sylvia. Now, I'll first say Macy's, her advice to Sylvia was that she needed to be more accessible to the Macy's customer. And then advice from Saks, as I kind of said before, he wanted her to focus on black and white graphic print. So let's pull up a picture of what Sylvia brought to the table this week. Do we have it?
Yeah, it's coming. Hold on. I've got the rainbow pinwheel of death, but it's coming. It's coming.
The Apple Rainbow Pinwheel of Death. Well, until we get that picture up there, Sylvia, she designed a jumper in a solid and a print. I thought it was phenomenal. Like, just when those models came down the runway, it just looked chic. It looked just elegant, but it still looked easy and comfortable. What did you think?
I thought it looked expensive. Like, I thought no matter which store it would go in, you could buy that and feel like you could just, you know, you would be that girl that walked into the room that everybody looked at in that romper, you know?
I love that. It's a piece that you could wear to a wedding, wink, wink, since you're getting married.
Yep.
But it's, yeah, here we have it up on the screen. But it just, yeah, to your point, it looks expensive. You could throw that on with some heels, a jacket. You could wear that to a dinner party. You could wear it shopping. Like, it's just so versatile, and I think it's amazing. And clearly, Saks really loved it, because Saks, they did a $200,000 buy on it, and Express also put in a bid, but Express only put in 55, so it went
Yeah,
out
he
to
blew her
Saks.
out of the water with the 200,000.
And from what we've learned thus far in the competition, 200,000 is the highest that any of the buyers can bid on a single designer's item. So she got the maximum here, and I think it was very well deserved.
Absolutely. And, you know, I just think it looks like it could go on so many different body types as well, because, you know, it's fitted at the waist, but then it has a nice, you know, wide leg. And I feel like so many people could wear it, and it's really chic and versatile.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, moving on from Team John, we have Amber. So she's had some tough times in the competition up to this point. So the advice that Amber received from Macy's is the same advice that she's received from day one of the competition. Macy's has said, you know what, like, I think you design for yourself and your girlfriends. I want to, like, who are you? We still don't know what's your design aesthetic. Who are you? We want to see who Amber is. That was Macy's Express, and then from advice. And then from Express, her advice was she wanted to see Amber pull together like a, you know, wear to work type of an item, just because Express, that's a really big collection for them, like the whole wear to work and cardigans and skirts and blazers and stuff like that. So that was Express's feedback. So Amber decided to do a Peplum Blazer, and for all of you guys don't who don't know it, but Peplum is like the buzz piece in fashion right now. It's all over the place, different price points, different stores, prints, patterns. Do you like the Peplum?
I love the Peplum. I'm actually wearing a semi-Peplum skirt right now.
Oh, nice.
You know, it's just great because it gives you that flirty little curve. And like, I have a very average boyish figure. So it makes it look like I have hips even if I don't. So I really love that. But this I did not find to be flattering at all.
I really, really did not like this Peplum jacket. I thought, first of all, Express gave her the challenge to, you know, come up with like a chic wear to work outfit, like for a girl who's in a big city. This is not that interpretation at all, in my opinion. I think it just, she fell so short in so many ways.
And a white, cute blazer can be so hot. Like, I've even seen Express, I think it was like 2 years ago, they had the most amazing white pencil skirt with a white blazer, and I just had to have it. And the print that she chose was terrible as well.
Yeah.
It looks like a kimono of some sort. I don't know.
I think she fell really short when it came to just the shape of it and just the construction. It looked, to me, it just looks cheap. It doesn't look chic. It doesn't look new. It doesn't look exciting. Like, I don't know. And she didn't receive an offer. So, once again, you know, and I think this was Amber's third week in a row, you know, where she didn't get an offer. So I don't know. She still isn't listening. Next up for Team John, we've got Cassandra, who I'm hoping that we get a phone call from her.
Yes.
But let's talk about Cassandra. So Cassandra's advice, again, from Saks, it was the black and white. I feel like we lost some of the advice for Cassandra in editing with the other buyers, because I don't really feel like we got it. Did you?
Yeah, I didn't really see that. I just thought, again, it was the black and white that they keep wanting to see, which I loved here.
Yeah. Oh, she knocked it out of the park. She did a day to night dress. She did it in the black and white print, and then she did it in this fun, you know, cool, modern animal print, and she knocked it out of the park. It's a great look. The only criticism I have is on the leopard dress. I don't know if you can't really tell in this picture, but the shoes that they paired with this dress were awful.
Well, I don't think that was up to her, was it?
I don't know. I would love to be able to ask her that question, so maybe she can call in. But I thought the shoes were awful. It just looked like a bowling shoe. It just looked really dowdy.
It looked really clunky.
Yeah, it just looked really bad. And I know that this is a day-to-night dress, but she still didn't have to, you know, put a weird shoe with it. I didn't get that.
Yeah, no, I loved it when I saw her draping the black and white one on the dress form, and you know, when you saw the back of how it was cut out, and you know, it just exposes just a little bit.
Yeah,
I thought, wow, she's gonna, you know, knock it out of the ballpark here with this one.
And she did.
And she did. And anytime that you know, put black on the outside, it always helps minimize your figure. And so us women, we love that.
Yes,
so
gives you a great shape. And the buyers loved it as well. They had a little bidding war between Macy's and Express, and Macy's won out at $175,000 for this dress. So yay to Cassandra.
Yay.
Hopefully you'll be calling in and we'll hear from you. Moving on to Team Nicole. Now, first up, it's Daniel. So Daniel's advice from Express was that oftentimes his designs are a little too specific and not wearable. And I really liked Daniel in the very beginning because he was the one who kind of had that like avant-garde. He was taking risks,
right?
You know, like when it comes to like his aesthetic for women. So I don't know. It was just it was interesting. And then another one of Erica's comments to him was she wanted him to ask himself when he's designing, can every woman in the room wear what you're designing? So when she made that comment, I got what she was saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of the things that he designs, maybe it's just kind of meant for like that size 0
that none of us are.
That none of us are. You know, not really meant for a woman with a body, but more, maybe it's a better conceptual idea.
Right. Well, and that's why I feel like he really missed the mark on this one, because if you look at that black sweater, I would never want something to clasp right there at my breast line.
Yeah,
that's a terrible.
It's the largest point of your bust line too, which is, I mean, you have to be a flat-chested boy, you know, for that to work, and it's not flattering at all. And then really quickly, the advice that Daniel received from Saks is that he said, Daniel needs to understand that clothes are saleable, not items that make a woman feel foolish. I thought that was a very strong statement for Taryn to make. But I think everything, Daniel's designs spoke for themselves with this illusion jacket because he didn't get any offers.
No, and
what do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly. I feel like the girl on the right, she does look a little foolish. Like, where would you wear that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know, and I don't think it's the styling. I think it's just like there's nothing you can do with that.
Yeah, especially the way that black one is just clamped right in the middle. You or I, we could not wear that.
No.
I tell you that. So no offers for Daniel this time around. Next up is Johanna from Team Nicole, who only has 2 people left. Now, Johanna, I feel like she's just, consistently the past couple weeks, she's been really showing us her stuff. And she did this modern blouse. And it's funny because when the first model came out in the blue, and then the description said blouse, I'm like, well, okay, is that a tunic? Is that a blouse? Because, the skirt. But then I got it. She just made a matching skirt to coordinate with it. But what did you think about this?
I loved it. I thought it could go great tucked in. It could go great just the way it is. And the blue is just so flattering. I mean, that color could work well on every skin tone. And then the print is just so chic.
Yeah. I think Johanna is really proving that she really understands what the average everyday woman, like what she wants and how she wants to feel. And I think she's proven that every single week so far. And I like it a lot. Like, this was a really, really great, smart look that's really saleable. And the buyers, they loved it because there was a bidding war between Macy's and Express. Macy's won out. And
Was this where Nicole said grow a pair to Express? I think it was.
I think it was. Yeah, I think you're right. She did make that comment to Erica de Salvatore. But Johanna, she's knocking it out of the park. So Macy's did a buy on this for $165,000. So yay, Johanna. Next up, we have Team Jessica. So we got 2 people left from Team Jessica. Jessie Ray and Garrett, who were in the studio with us last week. Love, love, love them. So sweet. So Jessie Ray and Garrett, their advice from Macy's, which I thought was really, really good advice, especially knowing now, we met them last week and speaking to them in the studio. But Macy's says, we want to see what you're known for, which is knits. They have a company. They're really known for their knits, for really great designs, yet we haven't seen that from them in the competition, probably because they feel like, oh my God, this is what we do day in and day out, So even though it might be boring to them, we haven't seen it in the competition. So that was Caprice's feedback to them, was to show that. Did you think that was good advice from her?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do. So that's their strength. So I would say go with your strength. This is a competition. You don't need to recreate the wheel.
Right.
Just do what you're good at.
Right.
And so I definitely thought that was good advice. And, from Express, they said they wanted to see it in colors. And that was the only thing that I kind of wondered, why didn't they give us any kind of color? Because, summer is coming.
Right. Well, not only that, and because I used to be a buyer at Express, I got where Erica was coming from. She wanted to see a knit. She wanted to see something in multiple colors that's going to give a girl a reason to go and buy, I need it in red, I need it in black, I need it in white. That was her mindset.
Because it's true. When I go to Express, that's what I get. Because I have a shirt in red and a shirt in blue because it goes with my pantsuit.
Exactly.
And that's how Express shoppers buy.
Exactly.
And, or if it's a knit, I get the top that goes underneath it because I need the top that goes underneath it. I have to have the same colors.
Exactly.
If it's black and white, you can get the black tank underneath it and then you don't need to buy anymore.
All about multiples, all about giving the customer a reason to buy more than one. And unfortunately, as much as I love Jessie Ray and Garrett, the item that they chose was the wrong choice, because for a vest, you don't need a vest in black and in white and in blue because it's a vest. It's that type of an item, But had they done a cute little cardigan or some type of knit top, there's a reason to buy more than one, but there's no reason to buy more than one.
Well, and I think the thing with the vest is not everybody buys vests,
Right.
because I've even, like, as myself owning my store, I've even, I'll go in and I'll talk to the wholesalers and I'll be like, oh, what about this? And it was actually a vest. And they're like, well, that's just kind of like an extra piece if people want to buy it. It's not something people feel they have to have.
Right.
And so, I mean, a vest will look cute. And I've worn a vest on occasion, but I can't remember the time that I was like, I have to have that vest.
It's a really specific piece, because even like in how this is styled, this is very rocker chic. Not every woman can pull this look off.
Right.
Like you really have to have a strong sense of what your style is and who you are to pull this look off.
But I do love it.
It's really,
I like
really
it
too.
Cute. I mean, I would definitely wear it, but it's very specific. Like you have to feel like you're gonna go, I don't know, out somewhere for this outfit for me.
It's very specific, and they really missed the mark when it came to what Erica's advice was when she said, I want to see something that will sell to the customer in multiples, and this just isn't it.
Right.
They would have been better off just with a cotton t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like styled in the right way, because that is something that's going to sell. But as much as I love this and I like the look, I think they really missed the mark. And as a result, they didn't get any buys, no offers. No offers. And then winding down, this is getting like easier and easier. Like
it
as
is.
more people leave the competition, we have fewer people to talk about. Finally, from Team Jessica, we have Hunter, she's the one to beat in this competition. And again, advice from Saks, they wanted to see black and white. Advice from Macy's, they wanted to see a short. Advice from Express, they wanted to see a top. So I thought what Hunter came up with was fantastic. She came up with something that appeased every single piece of advice she got from every store, and it paid off. She did this cute little strapless romper. So, Macy's got their short, Express got a top, and then Saks got his black and white. And I think it's super, super cute. What did you think?
Well, not only that, but it could go in every single store. You could see this in anyone, which is hard to do, I think, for something to be able to go in every store.
Yeah.
So I think she is just a genius with the way that she designs and the fact that it is fitted, because I have, I've done the romper before, but every romper that I ever try on, it's blousy, so you have to make sure it cinches at the waist or you have a belt on.
Right.
This is really great because it is already fitted, so it already gives you that shape. Plus, I'm not super tall, but I'm not really short either, so most rompers, I have a fit issue. I have to buy a size larger so it's not, going up, riding up.
Riding up.
So this is, I love it.
Yeah, she hit the mark, and once again, this is the second person of the night. She got into a bidding war between Macy's and Express. Macy's went out with a $200,000 buy, so she delivered. They asked for something, and she delivered, and I thought it was amazing. We have any calls coming in back there? Anything?
Not yet.
Crickets.
Crickets. Do we happen to have a contact information for her where we could maybe
Let me
call
look it
her?
up. Let me see.
Okay. Well, while we get that figured out, let's see here. So, who's up for elimination this week? I'll let you announce it.
Well, so we have Amber, to nobody's surprise, I don't think.
Yeah.
Jessie Rain Garrett and Daniel. And all three of these people didn't get a bye this week. So I think it was pretty safe to say we saw these all coming. And they couldn't save anybody.
I know.
The mentors could not save anybody.
I know. I didn't realize we were at that point in the competition where nobody is safe anymore.
I feel like the season is flying by.
It really is, because let's see here. Well, after this week,
6.
we're down to 6 designers. So it is flying by. It's
Just like that.
Yeah, it's been pretty fast. I think the right, well, I don't know.
No, just say it. Just say it. The right person went home.
Well, I wasn't even going to go there yet. I was just, obviously, Amber, Jessie Rae, Garrett, and Daniel, they're all there because they didn't get buys. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that I would have saved. Is there anybody in that group that you would have saved if you had an opportunity?
Yes, I would say either Jessie Rae and Garrett or Daniel. I just feel like Amber isn't getting it. Like, she's just, very specific. She has that Southern style, which is a great style to have. I
But is that
completely
really
understand
style?
it. Well, the thing
What is Southern style?
Southern women, they dress more romantic, more girly, more frilly, you know, so I understand because like I said, I have my store in Texas and I bring all these like LA designs and those don't ever sell, but people here want to buy them, you know, but if I bring a bunch of like girlier dresses, those go instantly. And I didn't realize, because I know I love a really feminine style myself, and I think it's because I'm from there.
Yeah.
You know, so I try to bring in this, and it's just not the same. And I've talked to, you know, all the people that I get at the wholesale stores, and they even said like Southern women like to feel more feminine, you know, where it's not as. It's not that it's not chic, but, you know, like if you think of New York, I mean, you live there, everybody wears black and, you know, it's just a different style. And I think that is what the buyers were wanting, and she did not deliver. And I don't know if she can deliver, whereas Daniel, I feel like he has a very interesting aesthetic, and I want to see more from him still. That's why I would save him. And Jessie Ray and Garrett, I just think they brought the wrong piece this I know. Maybe it's because we met them last week and I just love them, and I know that they have a great aesthetic and they're
very capable.
Exactly.
They're very capable. They just missed the mark on the piece for sure, but they're very capable. Now, something about Amber, you know, things that I kind of clips that I heard her say. She made a comment like, well, so-and-so last week they designed this and this and this and they didn't get called out for not knowing who they are. And the minute I heard her say that, I'm like, stop. Like, you need to stop thinking about other people and focus on you and the feedback that you're getting and fixing you. And I think her focus was maybe in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree.
Spending so much time thinking about other people and not really listening to the feedback that you're getting and applying it to yourself.
Right. And I think that's where Hunter and Sylvia really excel, because they don't really care what anybody else is doing. They are focused on, what do I need to do for the buyers to get the buy?
Yeah.
You know, and they're just, who do you think is going to be, who do you think it's going to get down to, if we're going to do some predictions here?
Okay. Let's see here. Well, you know what? Let's get back to that in 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So we just talked about who was up for elimination. I can't even talk. We just spoke about who was up for elimination. I just did it again. And wah wah, Amber was eliminated. We're not surprised to see that. I think the right person went home.
Absolutely.
And I was really hoping that we would get a call in from Cassandra, because Cassandra had some very strong opinions about Amber's designs, and I would have loved to hear her expand on that a little bit more. But Amber's the one who was eliminated, and I think the right person went home. I don't think her focus and her attitude was in the right place. She wasn't getting it. She, you know, 3 weeks in a row that she was up. Gotta go, sister. Gotta go.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna be getting our caller in. So yeah, let's do a few.
Do you want to stall? I mean,
she can call. If she's just calling, she can call another week. Like, we would love to hear from her,
true.
Cassandra. But we did get a late start, so we could have just, you know, been.
Yeah.
Our schedule could be a little bit off, but we can. I mean, there's 5, 6 more episodes.
Yeah, we've got 5, 6 more episodes. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going. If she happens to call in, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going. But yeah, it's time for some predictions for the future.
The future.
The future.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, now we can get to what you just
Now
said.
that
Would you
the
like to
music is
repeat
here.
it?
So I was just trying to figure out, you know, who. I think we've got down to the cream of the crop. You know, this last cut, I feel like everybody is really strong.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's going to come down to Sylvia and Hunter. But, you know, Cassandra really did kind of blow me away with that dress she made, the black and white.
She did. Okay, here.
And even John said something.
Yeah, basically like move over everybody. You know, she's the one to watch. I'm going to give you my top 3 picks for the end. I think Hunter for sure. Johanna, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And then my third, it's a real toss-up for me. I would love to say Sylvia, but as much as I love Sylvia, I really, really wonder if she's able to design for every single one of those stores up there. We know she's got Saks down, not a problem, because she just has such a wonderful, she's got that Prada, aesthetic. But can she bring her Prada down to Lee jeans for Macy's? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if she can do that. So I struggle with who my third person is. I think my third person is actually Jessie Ray and Garrett in my top 3.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm still sticking with Hunter and Sylvia and Cassandra, but I forgot about Johanna because she definitely knows how to dress a woman.
She gets it. She gets it. She really gets it from so many different aspects too. She gets it as a larger woman. She gets it as a woman who just wants accessible fashion, someone who wants to feel pretty. I think she's able to design for not only a size 0, but for a size, 14. So in that sense, I think she really she understands it. She really does.
Now, what do you think is harder, that like Sylvia to design to Lee jeans or the other way around? Is it harder to have a little bit higher of a taste level?
I don't
because
think,
I just don't know if you can get it.
I don't think either way is easier. I really don't. I think for someone who's got this really, really high value aesthetic to be able to come down, I think that's challenging, and it's challenging the other way up too. For somebody who's like right in the middle, for them to go up here, I think it's challenging either way. And a perfect example of what you just asked is look at all of the designer for Target lines,
right?
Jason Wu and Anna Sui, and all these high designers who have made these capsule collection for Target, which is a mass market retailer. So
some fail, some are awesome.
Some fail, some are awesome, but I guess at the end of the day, it's being done, and it's being done all over the place. So where vice versa, I don't know. So, but I think that's a perfect example as Target.
So I do have a little news and gossip.
Oh, good. Yay.
TV news.
What you got?
Well, it's not like crazy big news, but I was reading in the paper today, Jessica Simpson just bought the Osbournes house.
Really? As in Ozzy and Sharon?
Yes.
Oh, and you know what? Is it the house that's in Los Feliz?
Oh, I didn't read that much of it. I just read the very big part of the picture.
Interesting. I wonder if it's the house that's in Los Feliz, because I actually know where that is.
Ooh.
Interesting. Well, that's nice to know.
For like $11 million or something.
Wow.
Something pretty big, but she is a billionaire. She can probably, just buy multiples of those.
With all her licensed brands and just the Jessica Simpson line, that girl, everything she touches.
Yep.
Gold.
I love her shoes.
Gold, gold, gold. Well, good for her.
Yep, good for her.
Good for her, with baby number 2 on the way.
Is it still on the way?
I think so.
Has it not popped out yet?
I don't think so.
No.
She's got Irish twins. You know what that means, right?
No. Back to back?
Back to back, yeah. Yeah, they're barely 9 months. Well, they're not I don't know what, 12, 13 months apart, something like that. So it's crazy. Well, I guess that's it for our
wraps it up.
Yeah, our buyer's choice recap. Well, you guys, like we said, Cassandra was supposed to call in, but hopefully we will get her for a future episode to call into the show, because we've got lots more fun stuff coming. Where can everybody find you, Virginia?
You guys can follow me at Virginia Reyna on Twitter and Instagram, and be sure to check out my store, yourstrulyla.com.
And you guys can follow me, Diona Vaughan, on Twitter at Go2GirlTV. That's at GO2GirlTV. And we also want to remind you, please be sure to download us on iTunes. It's 100% free, and leave your comments and feedback. We go back, we read everything. Keep the comments coming. We love, implementing things that you guys suggest. We implemented the pictures because someone suggested it. So we read it, we love it, and, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.